Hey everyone, Michael Aries here at McIlvaney Precious Metals, and just wanted to take a moment and go over some of the basics for why to own gold and silver. They're things we've probably talked about before, but just wanted to give a refresher course on that and just kind of put it out there. Here's really the top benefits for owning gold and silver. So, first benefit, number one, gold and silver are tangible. What I mean by that is I can hold them, touch them, feel them. They are tangible. This is something real. Now compare that to everything else you have that may be investment or money. What is it? It's a number on a computer screen. Yeah, there's some value there if you own stock in a company. If you have cash in the bank, there's a promise there. There's some value there, but essentially it is a number on a computer screen. You can't hold it and touch it. Physical cash you can hold, but then again, that's a piece of paper, and this is something that lasts thousands of years and has been used as money for thousands of years. So we're talking about tangible, real money that you can hold in your hand, and it's kind of hard to hack that. I've had a bank account hacked before, and it's really not a good feeling, and also I am not qualified to stop that from happening. It happens in the middle of the night. Fortunately, you kind of catch it and you can get some transactions undone, but still, like, I can't stop that from happening. And worst comes to worst, they could take something, I couldn't get it back. This is something I hold that I can keep in a safe place, that I can take responsibility for defending. Not everyone wants to do that, but I'm a little more qualified to hold on to this and keep this safe myself rather than trying to become a computer security expert. That's not what I want to do. So gold and silver are tangible. You can hold it in your hand. It's not ethereal. It's not out there. It's real. You can feel the weight of it. And again, it's been used as money for 5,000 years. It's got a track record. It's not something that's untested, but it's proven. So there's that. Now, second benefit to owning precious metals: no counterparty risk. Now that's a big term. What that means is no one else has to keep their promise for this to have value. If you have stock in a company, again, there's value there, but someone else has to do the right thing and keep their promise for you to get that value out of it. If you have a management team that acts fraudulently, say in the case of Enron, all that value goes away and your retirement account goes to nothing. So someone else has to do their part and be trustworthy and keep their promise to get value. And there's a lot of ways to do that where there does happen. Sometimes that doesn't happen and there's bad investments or mismanagement and that value goes away. With gold and silver, no counterparty risk. So in other words, there is no one standing in the way of me getting value out of this. It has value in and of itself because it is gold and silver that have been mined out of the ground, and it took work and it took oil energy to get that out of the ground. That value is built into this, and it's there. It's tradable as money. It's tradable on the commodities market as gold and silver, and no one stands in the way of that. No one has to keep their promise. No one can fail and make this not have value. It has value as it is. No other person in the way. So there's no third party, no counterparty risk. There's no risk of someone else not keeping their end of the bargain. There's no bargain to be kept. It is what it is. It's silver. It's money. Has been for 5,000 years. You can't take that away. It doesn't go to zero. It doesn't disappear. But no one else has to do anything. It's just got its value because it is what it is. So, don't put everything you have in gold and bury it in the backyard, but have some part of your portfolio in gold and silver. And that's the part where, yes, I can hold it and no one else has to do anything, and it's always going to have value, and I'm always going to be able to get value out of it. So it's tangible. There's no counterparty risk. And then the third biggest benefit for owning gold and silver is protection against inflation. So we have a central bank. They print money out of thin air, and it dilutes the value of our dollars. So I say print money out of thin air. What I should say is print currency out of thin air, because our dollar is just a currency. It's not money. Money has to be a store of value. So gold we can call money. It's a store of value over time. Our dollar we can't really call money. We can call it a currency. So we have a central bank. They print currency out of thin air over and over again to the tune of tens of trillions of dollars, which we can't even fathom. We can't even imagine what that much money looks like or even try to spend that much money. But all of that out there dilutes the value of each one of our dollars, and it makes prices go up. So if you're saving in cash, whether at home or in the bank, it's losing value over time. It's losing purchasing power. Whereas when you look at gold and silver, well, the last 20 years, they've gone up 6, 8 times in value. So you haven't lost purchasing power on savings that have been sitting in gold and silver. You could sell it today and get way more cash for it than you could have back then. But that extra amount, that rise in price, represents being able to still buy the amount of goods and services that you could have bought 20 years ago. That big rise in price means you're protecting your purchasing power from inflation. You're keeping the value of your wealth with that. So they are inflation proof. They are protection from inflation. And that is very important because for 100 years now, we've had a central bank diluting our currency and printing it out of thin air. All of us are susceptible to that. Everyone that uses the dollar should own some gold and silver, because at least that's that part of your wealth that is not being constantly eaten away and you're constantly being robbed by our monetary policy and losing wealth to rising prices. So this fights against that. So it's tangible, it's real, it's got intrinsic value, no counterparty risk, and it is inflation proof, which nothing else is. Our currency isn't. Our what we call our money, our cash in the bank, is not inflation proof. Gold and silver are inflation proof. So those are the 3 biggest reasons to own that. Just wanted to go over that again because, things have been crazy in the world, and some people are interested in gold and silver, and maybe they don't trust the dollar, don't trust the government, but really we want to look at these long-term reasons for owning precious metals. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not like, oh, they're going to the moon with all this, we'll make a lot of money off it. No, it's really just a matter of having insurance for your portfolio. Have something that's real, that's always going to be there. Now, I do think it is undervalued. I do think we are going to profit from our metals. I'm not going to make any predictions on how much or what time frame that's going to get to, but I think they're going up significantly in price in the coming years. I think they are undervalued, but I don't want to own them based on that. I don't want to make a bet based on that. Really, this is just peace of mind. It's just like, all right, I've got this. I know it's not going away or going to zero. It's part of what I have in my portfolio that is just pure peace of mind. Everything else can go away. This is still going to be here. Any empire that's come and gone throughout the millennia, their currency, they had a currency that lasted for a while, then it went away, and people went back to gold and silver until another currency came along that was gold or was silver or was backed by gold and silver, and people trusted it. So this has always been around, and even in our modern technological age, it's still going to be around. It's still going to have value no matter what happens. And really, how fragile is our system? One little, typo in a computer software update and all the Windows machines go down and you get the blue screen of death. So really, when you think about it, our system is fragile. We can't just count on having enough energy to power all the computers out there that is always going to work or is always going to power all the Bitcoin mining, AI, whatever. It's a fragile system, and just the way our software is, it can easily go down, and this will still be here. This will still have value. It's still tradable. You can still barter with it or trade someone with it, and it represents value that is locked up. It represents money. You don't have to have a pile of grain or half a cow. You can use this and spend it on something instead of having to barter with commodities or goods. So, even in this day and age, it makes sense to own something old like gold and silver. But those are the basic reasons. Any other questions you have, McAlvany Precious Metals, we've been around 50 years. I've been advising clients for 14 years now and really investing in these myself for almost 25 years. So I've seen these markets, what they go through. I've seen which products are best to buy, which are not. So I'm happy to add value to your life, to your investment portfolio, and just share insider advice on really what is the best thing to own, why should I own this, what should my expectation be. So happy to help. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You can go to mcalvany.com/Michael right here and sign up to get information or to be contacted, and be happy to help. So otherwise, hope you have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.